our lesson today, we are going to talk about money. Money is common, but at this time, during the corona time, we don't want you to operate with the cash. Now, our subtopic is called simple interest. And how do you get simple interest? This is an accumulation of small amount of money of what you have deposited or of what you have taken from a bank. Now, we're going to look at now Kiprono. Kiprono here is just a young man who took some money from a bank. So Kiprono took a loan of 25,000 shillings. So meaning that he was lent the money by the bank. Meaning that this money did not belong to Kiprono. The money was for the bank, but the bank just decided to give Kiprono some money, so that Kiprono can go and do his project at home. After 24 months, he paid 30,000. You can see now we have a difference now in our question. See, he took 25,000, but now he's taking 30,000 to the bank after 24 months. Meaning he has given something on top. That thing that he gave on top is what we call now the interest. Because it was 25,000, but he has now taken 30,000 into the bank. That 30,000, it means it has now accumulated. We have the original amount, which was for Kiprono, that's 25,000, he was taken to the bank. And then you have something that has accumulated in those 24 months up to 30,000. Now that is now the simple interest. We shall be looking at it. Now, when you look at this 24 months, this is now the time in which Kiprono paid the 25,000. Now, this time is what we refer to as period. The period in which Kiprono spent in paying that amount of money, which was 25,000. Now, we have been told, if this amount included simple interest, if this amount, who is this if? Who is this if? This if is this person here, the 30,000 shillings. It includes the simple interest. Now, at what rate per annum was the interest charged? Now, we have now just looked at the question. Now, we have to make the Now, the principal is 25,000 shillings. Now, after 24 months, what is this 24 months? This 24 months is what we refer as time. We represent it with the letter T. We represent it with letter T, which is 24 months. 24 months. In brackets, 24 months is 2 years. Is 2 years. And then you're being told he paid 30,000. This 30,000, he paid 30,000. Now, at the end of 2 years, or at the end of the 24 months, he paid 30,000. Now, that one is now what we call the total amount of money. We refer to it with the letter A. Now, that is 30,000 shillings. Now, you've been told if this amount includes simple interest, we don't know the interest because we've been told that the amount includes the simple interest. Now, interest is being represented by letter I. We don't know the interest. At what rate per annum was the interest charged? We also don't know the rate, which is represented by letter R. We don't know. Now, we have made the summary of the question. Where do we start? Because we've been told that if this amount, which is 30,000, included the simple interest, now we have the formula. Amount is equal to principal plus interest. Principal plus interest. We have the amount. Amount is here. Right, we have amount 30,000 shillings is equal to, we have the principal. We have been given the principal there. The principal is 25,000 shillings. 25,000 shillings. Now, plus the interest. I'll take you back to the question again for you to now understand how this. Now we can be told that if this amount includes the interest. Now, how do you get the interest? Transfer this to the other side. You remain with only interest this side. Now you will have 30,000 shillings minus 25,000 shillings. Now when you subtract, you get your interest. You get your interest as 5,000 shillings. Now, the interest that Kiprono gave the bank after 2 years was 5,000 shillings. Now, we have not answered the question. The question was, at what rate per annum was the interest charged? Now, we are looking for now the rate. We have now found the interest, now we're supposed to look for the rate. What's the formula for finding the rate? Rate is equal to 100 by interest all over principal times time. Very important formula you have to note. Now, we have the 100 by our interest which you have gotten up there, 5,000 shillings, all over our principal. Our principal is 25,000 shillings by our time. Our time is 24 months. But now, because we're talking about per annum means we're talking about yearly. Now we have to change 24 months into years. So 24 months into years is 2 years. Now you can simplify. The 3 zeros will simplify with the 2 zeros there. The 3 zeros, 3 zeros by 3 zeros. And then by 5, 1. By 5, 5. By 5, 1. By 5 in 100 is 20. And then continue simplifying. By 2, 1. By 2, 10. Now our rate, as I told you, rate is in form of now the percentage. Now the rate is 10%. Now very fast to summarize on our question. Kiprono took a loan. It means he borrowed a loan from the bank. After 24 months or say after 2 years, he paid the same amount. Now this amount of 30,000 he paid at the end of the 2 years, meaning he gave out the 25,000, but we have something on top that added on top. That was now the simple interest. I've said time is now that period that Kiprono took to pay. Amount of money includes the principal plus the interest. Now we have now interest. Interest is what accumulated in between that period of time that Kiprono stayed with the money. And then rate is the percentage at which in that 2 years he was accumulating. And in that accumulation they were using percentage. That's why we have rate which is being represented in percentage. Now, on our question, we have the principal, we have the time, we have the amount. Now, to develop on a question and where to start, we have to look for the interest, which we don't know. But we have the amount of money, we have the principal, we don't have the interest. And that's why when you follow it up here, you develop and find the interest. But you have not answered the question. The question was, at what rate per annum was the interest charged? The formula is rate is equal to 100 times interest all over principal times time. And you work out in simple like that, and you find your rate is 10%.